Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Today we'll be practicing some of the electronics and communication questions which will be useful for your any competitive exam. So starting with the first question. So distortion is caused by. So distortion is basically if there is any input signal and in between and while producing the output signal, if at all is there any distortion, I mean any noise or any change in the amplitude which is unwanted. So all these things are distortions. So what are these being caused by? Creation of harmonics of baseband frequencies. So these harmonics will definitely cause some of the change in the sinusoidal frequency. So that is caused by harmonics. Next is whenever the baseband frequency is mixing with other frequency, let's say there are two frequencies where F2 is a noise signal, then in that case also our distortion is caused. So this is also the right answer. Next is the shift in the phase relationship between baseband frequencies. So whenever there are a phase shifting happen, what happens is they are not coherent. So in that case also distortion is caused. So all the three options are correct. These three will lead to distortion of the signal. So the correct answer is all of the above. Noise in a communication system originates in. Noise can be generated by even the electronic components that are there inside the electronic system. And also it can be generated with electric spark and other things. So what happens is noise is generated in all the levels. We know from the process of communication where a sender will be there and a channel will be used to transmit the message and the receiver will be there. So noise can be generated by any of these points because these also consist of electronic devices itself. So sender will be consisting of noise, means noise can be generated same as in the channel and also in the receiver. So the correct answer is all of the above. So noise is generated in all of these stages. Next, noise figure is a measure of. Since we have understood that noise is generated and these are unwanted things. So since these are unwanted, so how do we measure as to what exactly is a noise generated in the system? So there is a terminology which is used, which is a noise figure. So noise figure is an important criteria when it comes to low noise systems. So noise figure, what it does, it's a measure of how much noise an amplifier adds in the system. Okay, how much noise is in a communication system? This is not the answer, not in the channel. Whereas the correct answer is how much noise an amplifier adds. As I have just said, electronic devices they themselves generate some noise. An amplifier is an electronic device, so that will be generating the noise. And to know the noise generated by an amplifier, noise figure is used. Okay. The height of the geosynchronous orbit above the equator is. Satellites which are revolving around that mostly they are in approximately 36,000 kilometer. So the answer is 35780 kilometer to be exact. Next, repeaters are used in a microwave system. Microwave system are line of sight systems. So in this case, whenever there is a distance is exceeding the line of sight, then in this case repeaters are used. Repeaters are nothing but like amplifiers, or you can say them as the signal boosters. So whenever the line of sight is hampered, whenever there's a curvature of the earth, and if say your tower is here and then your receiver is here, and if between there is no hindrance, then directly the LOS can be obtained. Whereas if the curvature is more, then in that case this will be hampering your signal. So in these places repeaters will be used so that this can be avoided. So the correct answer is whenever the distance exceeds the line of sight, then repeaters are used. Isolator. So what exactly is an isolator? You know, Isolator basic from the basic definition of isolator, it allows a signal to pass in one direction only. So it will isolate. So this is from the basic definition. There is not much to discuss. Okay. In the case of an antenna, there are many types of power which are being generated. So in order to know the effective radiated power, how much the antenna is actually radiating the power, that is calculated in terms of ERP. So the definition of ERP is effective radiated power. Just need to remember this. Next, electromagnetic waves, which are known as EM waves. We know from the theory of EM waves that any oscillating charges will produce the electronic waves. What are the types? Radio waves are electronic waves, gamma waves, light waves. All these are the electronic waves, electromagnetic waves. So answer is all of the above. To know what are all the EM waves, you can just refer to the electromagnetic spectrum where all these rays are being covered as a part of EM waves. So the correct answer is all of these waves are the EM waves. Next, selectivity is, in a receiver, let's say there are 3 4 transmitters, transmitter 1, transmitter 2, transmitter 3, and then they are transmitting at a different frequencies f1, f2, f3, and then you have only a single receiver. Then in that case, since a receiver will receive all these frequencies, but then which frequency it actually finally decodes and it gives the output, that is important. So which frequency selects is the selectivity of that receiver. So how good is the selectivity will depend on the its capability of rejecting the other signals. Let's say you want to receive only f1 frequency, then you should reject the f2 and f3 frequencies. How closer the f2 is related closer to f1, then that difference is a selectivity. So from the definition, when two signals are closer in frequency, then the ability of the receiver to reject the other one is the selectivity of the receiver. Okay, this you have to remember. Next, modulation index can be derived from. So it can be derived from both the time domain as well as the frequency domain. So the correct answer is both of the time domain as well as the frequency domain. This you can know from the definition of the modulation index and its formula. Moving signals from one line to another is called. Signals, when there are many signals and then when you want to transmit them on a say different paths, so in that case you need to perform the switching activity. So these moving signals are generally are using the space switching technique. Okay, you just remember the answer. Moving signals are used for the space switching. In telephone system, FDM is a frequency division multiplexing. So in this case, voice is put on a carrier using which of these modulation techniques? We know that PCM is a digital signal, which is a PCM, pulse coded modulation, double single band side carrier, and SSB is a single sideband carrier. We know from the definition that SSB is the one which is having the low noise. Okay, and the band is also very less bandwidth. So because of these reasons, SSB is used in the telephone system. So the correct answer is the SSB. So if you have liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos. And thank you for watching.